Hello, welcome to Basic Investigation Skills, topic number 6. Basic Investigation Skills, topic number 6, which is theft investigation. We shall be talking about theft investigation. Shall be talking about theft investigation this weekend. Before we talk about theft investigation, I would like us to do a kind of a recap on crime. What is crime? And we look at some basics before we go into theft investigation, because after theft investigation we are going to look at a burglary investigation, we are going to look at a computer crime investigations, we are going to look at several types of investigations that you may need to carry out as an investigator. Crime is an act committed in violation of law prohibiting it, or an act committed in violation of law ordering it. Commercial enterprises or organizations, by virtue of their assets, are obvious targets of crime, perpetrated by both outsiders and insiders. I want you to mark my words. Crime perpetrated by outsiders and insiders. We are talking about commercial enterprises where you work, corporate organizations, for example, Safaricom, for example, Airtel, Air Kenya, for example, Kenya Airways. These are entities, these are organizations, these are enterprises that generate revenue from the businesses that they carry out day in, day out. And these organizations are usually targets of criminal situations perpetrated by both outsiders and insiders. And remember, as we go down, we are going to look at outsiders colluding with insiders, which is a major area when we talk about investigation to find out something, what happened. We look at if there was an insider working together with an outsider. Insiders also commit acts of misconduct. This one you know a lot. Insiders, they commit a lot of misconduct. Offenses against the rules of the enterprise, the crime prevention principles that we shall address in this module can be brought to bear against both of these categories of offense. In general, crimes can be broken into two broad categories. Acquisitive crimes. This is acts of dishonesty, for example, theft and fraud. So what we shall be talking about when we shall be talking about theft investigation, we shall be talking about acquisitive crimes. And then there is expressive crimes. These ones deal with emotions, deal with feelings, deal with ideology, deal with ideas, acts of criminal damage, malicious damage, acts of violence, acts against other people, acts of terrorism, which is actually a very dangerous crime, whereby innocent and non-combatants are made to be targets by terrorists due to ideologies when they are fighting against another entity. So we shall be talking about acquisitive crimes, and we shall be talking about acts of dishonesty, and we shall be talking about theft and fraud in this investigation. Mostly we shall dwell on that, and then other expressive crimes such as acts of criminal damage, violence, terrorism, we shall talk about them on another day. From a business perspective, people who may commit crimes include outsiders. These are professional or opportunist. Insiders. Insiders are people working for the organizations. They are working from within. And that is a major threat to business crimes. When we talk about business perspective, insiders, they are the major perpetrators. And then former insiders, e.g. ex-employees with a grudge. And then outsiders working in collision with insiders. This is also another very major area When you are conducting these investigations, think of insiders working with outsiders. Think of insiders working with outsiders. And then the last category is of particular concern. They can be not only involved in theft of tangible assets through activities such as organized product evasion, but also in information theft. Information theft. Remember, we said in other topics that we have learned all over our course that there are two assets that you have to protect as a security professional. There are not two, three assets that you have to protect. 3 assets. Can you remember these assets that you have to protect as a security officer or a security manager? You have to protect people, you have to protect assets, and then you have to protect information. Information is very important in this age. So you can see that the last category, where we are talking about outsiders working in collision with the insiders, they are very dangerous when it comes to theft of information. Let's talk a little bit about the routine activity theory. There are theories of crime, and I want you to research on this one. And this is the assignment that I'm going to give you. Write it down. I want you to research on at least 2 theories of crime, except routine activity theory. The assignment is takeaway assignment. Write a research and write a paper on 2 theories of crime, except routine activity theory, because we are going to touch on routine activity theory here. So I want you to write a paper. You conduct a research and you write a paper on at least 2 theories of crime. 2 theories of crime, apart from routine activity theory. So that is a cut. I've also communicated to our chief principal, Mr. Crispin, to also share with you and guide you accordingly. I hope that you will do your best with that. Now, let's come back to the routine activity theory. A fundamental theory of crime motivation is the routine activity theory, advanced by Felson and Cohen. And the routine activity theory states that when 3 elements, that is opportunity, motivated offender, and absence of a capable guardian, coincide in time and space, the conditions for a crime occur. Opportunity, the chance, motivated offender who has a need to do something, and then the absence of a capable guardian. Capable guardian is the security or the systems that are in place to prevent the motivated offender from taking the chance to commit a crime. That is what we call the routine activity theory. And also, when we continue further talking about the routine activity theory, we say that opportunity is the most influential. This is a particular concern for business, since assets need to be easily accessible to staff and sometimes customers. And then, for example, if retail goods weren't stocked on supermarket shelves, there would be significantly less opportunity to shoplift, but sales would slump down. So you see, opportunity, some items have to be kept in a clear view of people and open to people. And now this provides an opportunity for a motivated offender to utilize or to take chance and steal these items and commit a crime. We say also motivation is also crucially important. Most people, when presented with opportunity, do not commit acts of dishonesty. Not everybody, when presented with an opportunity, will commit a crime of dishonesty. But when there is a motivation within that person, then the crime will definitely occur. The person will definitely commit the crime. Motivation may take the form of carrying out an act of violence to impress others. Rationalization on the part of an employee who feels they have earned the right to take company property, or the big company excuse. It's a big company, so they won't miss it. Rationalization also occurs when people say that I am working here many hours, but my salary is very little. So by taking away this laptop, I am paying myself. That's what we call rationalization. That my salary is too little and I'm working many hours. I'm going to take away this box of computer accessories, compensate myself. That is what we call rationalization. Another issue here we have seen is the big company syndrome, where people say it is a big company. Even if I take away this laptop, it will not make any loss to the company. So that is what we call theft. So the routine activity theory says that where there is opportunity and then there is a motivated offender, opportunity, and then there is a motivated offender, and then there isn't any systems in place to prevent the offender from utilizing the opportunity to take away this item, a crime will occur. A crime of theft will definitely occur. Absence of capable guardian refers not only to security measures, but also to poor design of the environment in failing to create natural surveillance and territorial ownership. I know you are studying for another module in this course, which is called crime prevention. And when you talk about crime prevention, you will learn about preventing crime through environmental design, which are concepts that are well trained and discussed in detail at an advanced level of security management. Prevention of crime through environmental design. We go back to routine activity theory. We see opportunity, motivated offender, and absence of capable guardian. We say some of the indicators are living beyond means or depth, technical ability, excitement to cover a previous fraud. Everybody does it. External culture, e.g., and the risk-reward balance in favor of the perpetrator. Those are some of the factors that come into consideration when we talk about the routine activity theory as it relates to crimes of theory. When we are talking about an opportunity presented to a motivated offender, and then there isn't any capable guardian, a crime will definitely occur. The routine activity theory is a good starting point in understanding criminal motivation. However, there are other theories, and there are also other considerations that we must consider, other factors apart from opportunity, apart from motivation, apart from absence of a guardian, is also temptation, accessibility, rationalization, and reward. Where the reward outweighs the risk, definitely crime will occur if there is a motivated offender. And then also we look a little bit about motivation. Motivation to steal information is often a characteristic of employees who have access to sensitive data, who are facing redundancy or planning to leave. Motivation to steal information. That is when we talk about motivation to steal information, mostly perpetrated by employees who have access to sensitive data and who are facing redundancy or planning. Let's go back to investigating theft. We have spoken just a little bit about routine activity theory. I just wanted to open your mind into theories of crime. And you, as a security professional, you should do your research, read about theories of crime, because you should understand, why do people commit crimes? Why do people commit particular crimes in organizations? So that you may be able to come up with safeguards that you will ensure these crimes do not occur. Why do people commit crimes? One theory is the routine activity theory, where we have seen opportunity, motivated offender, and absence of capable guardian, or absence of systems to safeguard against these crimes. So those are some of the things that I'm just trying to open your mind so that you can do more research. And I've sent you a takeaway cut, and please research on at least theories of crime, and write a small paper on theories of crime, except the routine activity theory, and then submit it to our directors. Investigating theft. Theft is also referred to as larceny, which involves taking and carrying away personal properties of another with the intention to deprive permanently. Theft is when you take somebody's item with an intention to deprive that item from them permanently. You take the item unknowingly, somebody's item, somebody's mobile phone, somebody's bag, somebody's laptop. You take it away with the intention to deprive that person of that item permanently. And these are some of the photos you can see here of theft. You can see what is happening here. Person is taking somebody's else items without their knowledge, with the intention of depriving them of these items permanently. Theft is a criminal offense. It is a criminal offense. Unlike other crimes like robbery, theft does not involve the use of force or threats, as the suspect in secret takes away the property of his or her target. Theft is also different from burglary, housebreaking, and fraud. Theft is secretly done. It is not like robbery. Robbery is using threats or violence, which is open. But theft is silently or secretly done, whereby somebody takes property belonging to another person without their knowledge. Factors that encourage theft and the critical issues to establish in theft investigations. When we are investigating theft, and we are going to be talking a lot about the organizational level. In organization, when we are investigating theft, security managers, as security supervisors, as criminologists, we believe that for theft to occur, two elements must be present. These are the opportunity and the desire to steal. For theft to occur, two elements must be present: opportunity and the desire to steal. These are the opportunity and the desire to steal. The opportunities for theft are the access to the properties to be stolen and the uninterrupted time, opportunity to take the property away. So the absence of safeguards leads to theft. The the ability for a person to access the property to be stolen, the ability for a person to reach the property to be stolen, and also the time, uninterrupted time for the person to take away the property. So for theft to occur, two elements must be present. Number one element is the opportunity, and number two element is the desire. The investigative procedures for theft depends on the fact of each case. For instance, theft of an item from home by a visitor may be handled differently from business theft by employees, as the suspect may easily be established. The following inquiries or issues to be established are common to most theft cases. So what we are going to discuss here are inquiries that are most common to almost all theft cases. These inquiries are common to almost all theft cases. Establish the exact time the theft occurred. So number one, you have been given an assignment to investigate a theft. The first thing you have to do is to establish the exact time the theft occurred. What time did the theft occur? And this information is valuable in helping the investigator identify the people who are in the area when the theft occurred and hence might have had the opportunity to commit the crime. This helps eliminate suspects. Number two, therefore, the first thing you must do as an investigator is to establish the time of theft. Okay, you receive a report in the office that last night there was theft, and this theft, some laptops were stolen from a particular office. So you have to establish around what time did it occur. You have to find out who last saw or used the laptops. And at what time were the laptops discovered missing? So the time frame from the time they were last seen and the time it was noticed that the laptops are missing, then you can conclude that the laptops were stolen between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. because they were last seen at 2 p.m. and then they were discovered missing at 6 a.m. So that is what we call time frame. Establish the time the theft occurred. And then establish who had access to the item. Now we are talking about laptops. Who had access? If it is a computer office, who has access to the computer office? Who has keys to the computer office? Who might have been in the vicinity or in the facility at between 2 and 6 a.m. when the laptops went missing? This is similarly very important. In case the item was not readily visible, then it is your responsibility as an investigator to establish who knew its location. This will also assist in suspect identification. So establish who had access to the item. Then established if a search was made for the item. Established if a search was made for the item. You must know the thieves who know where the item may turn the household items such as mattresses upside down and disrupt drawers, closets, among others, to convey the impression that the stolen item was discovered after a long search, so as to cast suspicion away from them. These are some of the things you must take into consideration. However, what we mean to say here, established if a search was made for the item. Another thing that is common to all theft investigations is established who discovered the theft. Who discovered the theft? And remember, sometimes the people who discover the theft are the ones who stole the items. This should also be very important to you as an investigator. You must also be interested in establishing whether the discovery by the person was usual or unusual. It is not strange for thieves themselves to report the theft so as to cast aspersion away from them. So sometimes a person will steal a laptop and then they will come and report a laptop has been stolen to cast away, to divert attention, to make you focus on other people or other areas, forgetting that they could be themselves thieves. So that is something to put in mind. Then also establish if there is anyone else who had access to the item and has financial difficulties. Establish if there is anyone who had access to the item and has financial difficulties. As you may be aware, the position, the poor, or people in need are more likely to commit crime is anchored on differential opportunity theory of crime developed by Robert K. Menton, who argued that if people cannot earn their psychological needs by honest means, they innovate and hence resort to crime, resort to stealing. That is one of the theories of crime that we spoke about that I want you to do a little bit research on this. So establish if there is anyone who had access to the item and has financial difficulties. There was a case we investigated in the Republic of Maldives, which was a very sensitive case because it was involving one of the senior persons of the organizations who was a lady, and she had seen a dress, a very nice dress in the souvenirs shop, and she had expressed interest in buying this dress, but she did not have money to buy it because it was very expensive. The dress was costing $3,000. You can imagine a dress costing $3,000. So after a few days, money went missing from the accounts department, and when investigations were carried out, we discovered that in fact the money that was stolen from the finance account, from the accounting office, is the same amount of money that was used by this particular lady to purchase the dress from the souvenirs shop. Without knowing, we had already taken serial numbers because there was suspicion from longer time that this lady is stealing money from the finance office. So we had taken the serial numbers of the notes, and when she went for payment, we retrieved the notes on the spot in her presence, and we were able to trace them back to the ones that we had taken photo shots and kept them secret as evidence. So the lady was finally terminated. She had a need. She didn't have the money. she decided to resort to theft so that she could meet her need. Those are some of the things you have to establish when you are conducting theft investigation. You also have to establish that you base your analysis and your conclusions on facts and evidence. You just don't go around accusing people without basing your conclusions and facts on findings on facts. So we say, however, while this position is not absolutely correct, it is true that poor people compared to rich commit petty crimes such as theft. It is hence vital that you establish the suspected person's financial status for loans, hire purchases, and debts that may have compelled them to steal. This is a statement that can be researched. You can research, and it is a statement that can be disputed. However, you can research and you can come up with findings whether it is true or false. But poor people are known to engage in petty crime. However, even rich people also engage in petty crime. I have seen very rich people engaging in petty crime like shoplifting. So personally, I cannot say only the poor. No, even the rich. For example, when we talk about okay, that is not a petty crime because it is white collar crime. For example, corruption or embezzlement of funds, but it is still theft. So, and it is perpetrated by big people, politicians, very rich people, but due to greed, they still want to amass more and more and more and more. So they engage in theft. So this is a debatable statement that we can debate, and definitely we may not even reach a conclusion, but you have got your own answers to what we are talking about. We see also you have to find out if anyone expressed a strong interest in the item. I just mentioned about a lady who had expressed a strong interest in a dress at the Republic of Maldives and ended up stealing from the accounts office to facilitate the purchase of that dress, not knowing that we had set a trap because we had known there is a person who is stealing money from the finance department and using the money to fraudulently for other activities. So lately, this is also important because he or she will be the first suspect. So find out if anyone expressed a strong interest in the item. If it is at the organizational level, find out if anyone expressed strong interest in the stolen item. Also, find out how the stolen items is likely to be used. It is also key for you to establish if the stolen item is likely to be retained by the suspect, sold, or given to someone as a gift. For instance, if your golden wedding ring is stolen, the culprit can give it out to her girlfriend, boyfriend as a gift. A student who has stolen a laptop is likely to retain it for his or her use or exchange it with another to make recovery difficult. So find out how the stolen items is likely to be used. Also, establish how the item is likely to be treated will assist in recovery of the item after the suspect has been identified. So establish how the item is likely to be treated. This will assist in the recovery of the item after the suspect has been identified. And then also, you have to establish if the victim of the theft has reported similar theft to the police in the past. Some people keep reporting thefts as cover-up, mainly when it comes to insurance claims. This is very important to you as an investigator. It will help you know if the alleged theft truly occurred or the report was a cover-up intended to achieve other goals. So establishing if the victim of the theft has reported similar theft to the police in the past is also very, very important. And then establish if the item was insured. It is also important to ensure if the item was insured and the amount insured. This will enable you as the investigator to find out if the owner is faking out the theft for false compensation by insurance company. This is just what I have talked about. Insurance claims. Some people report items missing so that they can claim insurance. They can claim insurance. Yeah, we've even seen some people engaging in very dangerous activities, crashing a motor vehicle so that they can claim insurance. Some people engage in very risky behavior so that they can be injured and claim insurance. Some people even go to the length of terminating or eliminating family members so that they can claim life insurance. These things happen and you know them. So when investigating these things, when investigating these reported issues, you have to establish if the item was insured. That one is very important. If the item was insured, then you have to start looking at the matter from a different perspective. And then the investigator must review the case. You must review the case to find out from circumstances if the victim is making false or misleading reports. If a lie is suspected, you must subject the suspect or victim to lie detectors discussed in topic 2. You remember we discussed about lie detectors. So you must review the case from the beginning to the end. I can tell you one thing, and I also mentioned in the other presentation, something that is very difficult in this industry of security investigation is report writing. Report writing is very, 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 very difficult. And it is not a very simple matter. To put a matter together from the history, background, action taken, witnesses interrogated, CCTV surveillance, to put these things together and to come to conclusions. So where you say that based on the above evidence, discussed above and analyzed above, I hereby conclude that so and so is the culprit who did this and this, based on this and this and this. It is a very challenging task. And I can tell you, and I also told you earlier, it is very embarrassing, you as a security professional, to write a report, send it to management, and then the report is sent back to you with the remarks that it is inconclusive, that this report cannot stand the test of time. It doesn't reflect a true picture of the entire investigation and how it reached its conclusions. That one is very difficult to a security manager because it puts you on the line. It shows that your competency is questionable. So you have to develop your investigation skills. You have to know, what am I looking at when I'm conducting investigation. There is still, we are going to learn about investigation. I will introduce you to some other issues that are not in this module, but it is very important for you as a security investigator to know how to conduct investigations. What are you supposed to look at? What are you supposed to establish? And how are you going to compile the reports? And also timelines. You can go to many organizations, you will find investigation reports are lying on the security manager's desk for the last 2 weeks, for the last 3 weeks. A report has not been submitted. That is very, very disturbing, because as a security professional, you should be able to investigate a matter within the shortest time possible and submit a report so that action may be taken. And then also, when we talk about topic summary, we have learned about theft investigation. We have also identified and discussed 2 elements that must be present in theft: the opportunity and desire to steal. We have emphasized that the opportunities for theft are access to the property to be stolen and the uninterrupted time period to take the property. And then finally, we have discussed the 10 critical issues that must be established in any theft investigations. The 10 critical issues that must be established in theft investigations. And if you can remember, the first one was establish time. Try to figure out the time that the theft occurred. Try to figure out the time that the theft occurred. Those are some of the issues you take into consideration when you are conducting investigation at organizational level. Next weekend, we are going to look at burglary, and then the other weekend, we are going to look at computer. Please go back to the takeaway cut in assignment, do it, hand it over to Chris, and then prepare for the cut that is also coming very soon, where we shall cover the topics. Questions will come from the topics that we have covered so far. Thank you very much. See you this coming weekend.